Hey guys, so we're going to go ahead and do a reading a little bit different. I haven't done one of these in a while because, well, I need a portal time to be able to do it. But we're going to kind of do the 666 portal. Now, I know a lot of you guys, when you hear that 666, I know all kinds of things pop up in mind. Okay, you know that it's taken on a very negative number because of obviously Christianity, mark of the beast. That's one of the first things that people think of. And yes, there are times we do want to be kind of cautious. It is a number to be cautious with. It is a very magical type of number. Okay, but it's not necessarily a negative number. These are numbers after all, okay? They do not have to be negative numbers. I don't like to look at any number as bad or anything like that. Just being careful and so forth. With that, even like say number 13 doesn't have to be. But they can be what major change, transformation kind of moments. Now, even looking at, when we look at the number 6, what do we see? We see the Lover's card in the tarot. Do we kind of relax a little bit? Okay, so one of the things we could kind of observe, this is a very pivotal one. This is the card Gemini, and we are in the month of Gemini. Okay, what is another thing that is going on in June? It's Pride Month, isn't it? It's Pride Month. So that is very significant, not only for the collective, but one of the things that is very powerful with Pride Month is also even love, relationships. So this is a very big one for this that is happening. But Gemini, the Gemini twin, the lovers and everything. So this is going to be a big one for even the lovers overall. But this is also, like I said, also even brotherly love. The Gemini twins are about brotherly love. So even, trying to, love your, people and your brother and kind of stretch the realm of that and try to be more accepting and so forth. So there's going to be some kind of challenges in the collective. Definitely the spirit's going to be working on that, trying to work on the hearts and souls of people and so forth. So there's so many things we could look at, but we could kind of look at another thing that this is very big. There's all kinds of stuff. When we have these kind of shifts, we always are trying to return to Eden, return to something good, something positive, if we could possibly help it, if we could possibly do that. A little bit of that energy I can definitely feel, with this portal. But one of the things I will say, and obviously there are a lot of challenges, and I know you guys, if you've been feeling heavy, heavy energies and muck, and it's been kind of tough for you, you are not alone. And so I have definitely been feeling, I've been taking the selenite one, and just sometimes when I'm in the middle of a read, I'll be making a video for someone and I'm just feeling it, and I'm just having to go like this, and I will let people know, hey, no offense to you or anything, but I'm feeling some heavy things. And I don't always have to do that. But it does seem that even just this weekend, people that have been coming to me, certain situations going on, they're dealing with some heavy kind of stuff. Of course, obviously, people come and reading, they're going to have challenges. Okay, that's one of the things. But some, with some even kind of darker, heavier things, people having certain dreams, certain, things going on in relationships that are kind of, darker stuff, a lot of heavy stuff going on. The collective is very impacted right now. So, one of the things is, we do have the ability to shift lighter, but it's going to be, it's going to be tough. It's like, who's on board, with it, and who are those who want to kind of keep everybody down in the bucket and everything. And I feel definitely there is, there's always, those who want it this way, who want the negative there, which is very sad. But it's, the way it is, we got to shift. We got to shift it to positive here, because a lot of people are definitely feeling that heaviness that they can't take it much more and everything, that it's just getting too hard. So and just even for a moment, there's some 666 portals. I only looked at one person's read for like 5 minutes, and I'm just curious. Some told me, look at that one, see what she's getting, for it. Her very first card was the Knight of Swords, which can be the depression, the expecting the worst and stuff, and one of the things, what could we kind of look at the Knight of Swords? It's a 9, right? So if we flip it upside down, okay, it becomes a 6, and we're coming out of the depression, right? Okay, so that's the aim and goal and everything, if at all possible, is I feel like Spirit is trying to get us to lift, to the best of our ability. For those, on board, they definitely want it and everything, trying to do that in these moments. But also, of course, you will all have your own interpersonal shifts in the portal, that may not necessarily be a whole lot of, there may be a theme a little bit of the collective, but really a lot of times these portals can cause you to take pause and kind of like, where have I come from and where am I going? I know for me, 888 portals, Lion's portal is always very powerful. I've had some really amazing moments in the Lion's portal. If I think I may have told this story before, but let me go ahead and tell this story again for anybody who ever missed it. Just I want to do this to emphasize how important these portals can be and so forth. Just so when we had the Lions portal, this was in 2019, so it was an 8-8 portal and stuff. This is just kind of the 8-8 portal, but this is a big one because this is a 666 portal. But I remember, I can even remember back in the day, the 888 portal, in 2008, there's stuff then. But just, when these little portals come up, 8-8 or whatever it may be, how these things can manifest. That year was 8/8/2019. Okay, so you got that in mind. 8/8/2019. Okay, so that day I had a doctor's appointment. It was kind of wellness checkup. How was my mental doing? Stuff like that. And I was and definitely I was feeling fine. And pretty much these became routine. Ever since many years when I had my breakdown. Let's just put it that way. So I'm driving to my appointment. I have to go into another city, and I know it's an 8-8 portal. And I look at my odometer. I hadn't been paying attention to it, the miles on my car. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, and stuff and everything. So I'm like, okay. So remember, it's 8/8/2019, right? Okay, so I sat there, and one of the things is where a lot of things I was saying in my life kind of went down, okay, was a certain apartment complex that was very close to the doctor's office. So I said, I need to test this theory here because I feel like Spirit's got a message for me. I stopped. And so what I did is I drove to my old apartment complex, okay, at my apartment, parked it, and turned off the car. And my car, the miles, the odometer went 80819. I kid you not. Okay, so portals are very powerful. Portals are very powerful. The odds of that being able to happen, and not only that, me to go to a significant place and park my car, okay, on that date is just astronomical, the odds how that could take place. But in the world of spirit, anything is possible. Okay, and when something happens like that, so amazing, that is when we want to really sit there in that moment, in any kind of portal moment or whatever it may be, and really sit there and look at, where I've come from, where I'm going, what kind of shift, that I've made in my life. Am I on track? Do I want to change, alter anything? All that good stuff. Okay, so it can be a very powerful moment and stuff for you. So never, when these dates come up, guys, and that really, I've always paid attention to the dates, but that especially put me on alert that you always want to be alert to certain numbers and certain dates. Okay, because they can be very powerful moments. And even just, in that moment, I kind of sat there for a while and just reflected, my life, how it had gone, how I had transformed, who I was then, who I was now. So many different things were kind of stirring in the mind and everything, certain things I wanted to do going forward. I had kind of this big kind of meditation kind of moment, then went to my appointment, went home. And I remember, I know I went back to the group and I just kind of wrote a lot of things, a lot of personal things, maybe a little bit more about my story than people kind of knew and everything. A lot of people were real blown away, what I had to say, and just the fact that my car did that. I took a photo of it and everything, and it was pretty awesome. So when these dates come, please do not write them off as, a coinky dink or a no big deal. And maybe it won't be a huge thing for you at the moment, or maybe this could be the shift that is mind blowing and amazing. So pay attention to it. So what I'm going to kind of do is I'm going to sit here with some things, and I'm going to kind of look at, what Spirit has to say, a message, to you guys, the collective, on the 666 portal. Okay, we're going to do that. Now I'm going to use my very colorful tarot deck because of Pride Month. I'm going to give a little respect, and I also feel, I feel there's some messages even with that, during Pride, as this happens to be going on, as this is Gemini's month, as this, the very connected, I feel, to the Lover's Tarot, with that 6 number and everything. And like I said, I know, I know this number can be looked at as negative and things like that. One thing's definitely heavy energies. It can be, absolutely, but we're trying to raise up out of that. Okay. And don't, like I said, that's what we want. Numbers are all spirit, right? No matter what, right? So we always want to look at, numbers can be a positive and so forth. So let's kind of go ahead and look at it. But yeah, very, very powerful. So always pay attention. That's why I want to tell you guys that story. I know I may have told it somewhere in here before. I'm not sure, but I wanted to definitely get it out there again. That's that's probably my biggest portal moment I've ever had and stuff. So let's kind of look at, we're going to do the colorful one for Pride Month. It's very important. Okay, let's kind of see what Spirit has to say. Lover's card may pop up. I don't know. Okay, Justice Reverse is popping up here. Okay, like I said, we're going to deal with some kind of heavy, heavy kind of stuff, energies and so forth. And so Justice can be a very kind of karmic card, a karmic kind of energy. Notice there is a reversal. So there's several things going on. I know, as we're upon this kind of portal moment and everything, justice seems to have been a theme, law, justice, things that need to change. Obviously, one of the things that's going on, and I know we had the Johnny Depp trial and everything, and like I said, there's so many messages of that, but one of the things, seeing justice served was such a big thing, that people wanted to see it, needed to see it and so forth. But there's other things going on, of course, that are even bigger than that, though that actually is big. Watch my video, why the Johnny Depp trial is not a distraction. I don't want to talk too much about it, but go over there and I will explain to you why it's not, okay? But we got a lot of things, that has been going on with the guns. Is a big thing going on. It is very heavy, very heavy. Things need to change with that and stuff. There's a lot of challenges with that. We've also been dealing with a lot of things with, laws and what, people are trying to overturn is a big thing. Okay, the Roe thing is going to be, I believe it is this month. That's going to be coming up, right? Okay. We've also got people concerned about, LGBTQ rights and all kinds of things. People's rights, the laws, what is fair. This is a heavy thing going on right now in the collective. Okay, a lot of this. And I know a lot of you are concerned about your rights and everything, and a lot of you feel with that justice reverse that things are not fair. I'm going to be real with you, be shifting into some areas that are going to be very challenging, and everything is going to feel turned upside down, when it comes to laws and justice. So we are definitely, I definitely have been seeing it in the collective. What I just observed, various videos, people talking, all that stuff. There is a stirring coming up here. Okay, and stuff. So this is a very powerful moment. A lot of people are getting prepared and everything, to get out there, fight, various things. So heavy energies are coming up among the collective here. But there's even, I want you to kind of notice, we're in a 666 portal. What is the thing that's going on? Let me pull up for this. There's so many things. Oh, let me preach to y'all. Let me get on the pulpit. Okay, hallelujah. Let's talk. One of the things we're dealing with is a heavy religious kind of environment that is really permeating, and this is a challenge. Okay, so this is another reason the 666 portal Spirit's kind of talking about. Okay, they're trying to mess with, okay, and stuff, and stir up those old fears that people have, these old religious ways and everything, and it's kind of like the best, how do I put it exactly, those that think they're of God being this way are actually the devil. Okay, one of the things that let me show you something here. Let me show you something. This is something I teach in the tarot and stuff. But I'm going to show you something. Talking about the 666 number. Okay, this is something I want to show you guys, and this is something I teach. And I know some of my very observant tarot readers have noticed this. But this is something I kind of go to right before the Lover's card. Right? Who is there? Is the Hierophant. Now, the Ceremonial Magicians, remember this is a magical deck. I know he's a very pope, right? Okay, they have tried to kind of get away from him being the pope. Is what the ceremonial, Golden Dawn and all those good guys trying to do. More spiritual teacher, advisor, looking more as a magical. But there is still, of course, as we look at it, just anybody, upon as actions, reactions, feels are important. We still it's kind of there, some of that energy, that religiosity and stuff. But this is the thing. Then we kind of look at this number. Now, this is number 5, and this is Taurus. Okay. Now then we look at 15, which is actually Capricorn. And then we've got the Devil card. Notice they are seated very similarly. We've got a couple little people here and a couple little people here, which is actually the Gemini twins, the lovers chained. Okay. And what is the one thing here we've got? They look very similar, don't they? The devil is a shadow of the Hierophant. And that's how I always tell people. The devil is a shadow of the Hierophant. They are very one and one connected. You can't have one without the other almost, can you? You really can't. Except the devil is a shadow of the Hierophant. Okay? So it's kind of like, the more say, let's say religious and righteous and all this stuff comes there, okay, very often there's that shadow right there. Okay, that people, fall into, get trapped and so forth, the way it is and so forth. So one of the things, as we're seeing, these people are trying to come up and act all religious and everything, but really they're actually projecting heavy shadows. And a lot of people are seeing it, but unfortunately there are those that are blind and seeing this. Okay, something that has been coming up, there's some big stuff coming up, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware. I know some of you are that pay attention to these things, but not all of you are. Okay, so much that I have so much to say. But one of the things, obviously, the church is always talking about the devil this, the devil that, and they will like point who's the devil, and all this stuff. But what has been happening just very recent, the Southern Baptist Convention, okay, the church, the big Southern Baptist Convention, apparently there is a 205-page document of abuses over the last several years that has just come out, okay, and stuff, and I know a lot of times, even when people talk about, satanic rituals and this and that and abuses and the secret societies, all they do, wait a minute, but who's doing the abuse? Okay, why, obviously we know things with the Catholic Church, right? Okay, the devil is a shadow of the Hierophant. Okay, but these churches are the ones doing things. Okay, all these abuses are coming out. Spirit is trying to get these out. And they've been working on this for a while to make you see. I know it. They've been working, trying to get this stuff exposed for a very long time. It's stuff, especially in the Catholic Church, be able to get people out of the danger zone. But so many people are so blinded and still feel so loyal and so confused. And I understand that. I understand the manipulation is fierce. Okay, I understand how it can be. But there's really a push here the Spirit is doing to get you guys to see. Now, don't think it's only exclusive to churches. Okay, even one of the things that, even just a very minor in comparison, but still important. Okay, is one of the things, if you watch my other video that I've got up on here, the movie The Deep End is out. Okay, we've got the Teal Swan movie out, the documentary. So even, those that are, like say, yeah, I always hate to say the word New Age, but I still, for you to understand, I'll just say it. Okay, in this various spiritual communities, okay, things are being exposed in there too. The darkness is coming to the light. Okay, certain things. So some of this 666 portal, you could say what and like I said, some of my other spiritual counterparts that are making videos, and I'm sure their assessments are just as valid, what they see. But what I'm just seeing, just in my own, is many things, just like I said, are kind of being exposed. Okay, that certain things that are labeled, okay, as maybe darker of the devil or satanic, and stuff, maybe you're not. And certain things that are supposed to be labeled of light and this and that, okay, are being exposed, that they're the dark area. There's a weird thing coming out here to try to expose some things. Okay, I know it's kind of, it's like, oh, I'm confused. No, it's really not, because you'll see the exposure. Okay, and if you notice that certain things, just even very recent, are happening, that are being exposed. Spirit is working on this. See, Spirit will expose. Just think back in the day, Jim and Tammy Faye Baker. Okay, Spirit was behind that exposure. And certain things, will come into the light. Okay, that was a big thing. Though, let me just give a caveat to that. I don't think Tammy Faye Baker was necessarily a bad person. And I don't believe when she first got into all this that she had bad intention. But definitely as certain things happen, when the money comes in and the temptation and all that stuff, she got kind of caught up in it. But I feel Jim was more of the dirt bag. Okay, and she kind of got caught up in it. I don't feel the woman was necessarily as dark and seedy as Jim Baker. Just saying. Just saying, that's just me. There's a very good movie. I've always thought that for years, even before. Just some things I've kind of seen on her. But if there is a movie on HBO Max about her, and if you check it out, I felt they did a pretty good job on it. It was a pretty interesting movie, and a little into her character. But I feel in the beginning she did have good intentions. Just saying. Okay, but anyway, so this is what is kind of happening during this portal. Certain things that people are trying to cast a light, Spirit is kind of exposing. Okay, and certain things that have been labeled in darkness, Spirit is exposing that that's not necessarily so. Okay, and I know it's kind of, everything's going to be kind of weird, and everything's going to be kind of confusing as all these things are kind of coming out and stuff, and all these shifts. But this awareness needs to happen, and this is part of the crumbling. So there's so many things going on. So we've got a lot of things with the justice, okay, and so forth. And a lot of people are going to want justice, they're going to want change, and they're going to want things. And there's a whole lot of karma stuff going on. Okay, so much going on here. So, and one of the things I all hope for you, that you're doing your best to be in alignment with Spirit. That's the main thing. Try to be your best in alignment with Spirit and stuff. Let me take a sip. I'm on first card, okay? But that's, and let me show you something as I say all this. Look at my phone. Look at my phone. 444. Crazy. So Spirit's just kind of giving a little affirm there, what I'm preaching, what I'm throwing down. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so pretty awesome. Let's kind of go ahead and check it out. Let's get to the other cards here. But a lot of that really, loving others, brotherly love, whatever you want to say, there's a lot of that message in that 666 portal and stuff, But yeah, be prepared, guys, with that justice reverse. Remember, certain laws, certain things not fair, all that stuff. This is going to be it. We're going in for a bumpy month, but a lot of things are starting to get exposed. The main thing is the exposure is happening, and the crossing card is the world reversed. Okay, the world reversed and stuff. I got to put you guys back down. I'm so sorry. Hold on 1 second. I thought something was weird for a minute. Okay, there we go. Let me get you. Okay, sorry. Okay, so obviously, a lot of people, there's so many things going on all over the world and stuff. And many people are desiring, let's get into a new cycle. Let's get that shift that we want. But I feel like the world reversed, the opposition is there are a lot of people that want things a certain way. They are also very fearful, and everything, definitely the man, okay, of shifting into that positive direction, the way the Spirit really wants things to go, okay, I feel Spirit loves freedom, wants us to have freedom, wants us to be able to love each other, and, all kinds of things, but Spirit is trying to expose, and stuff, and it's getting more and more powerful here, so let's kind of go ahead and check it out, but lots of stuff in the world, okay, but yeah, we got a world reverse. I know things are just kind of turned upside down. The sun reversed. Okay, here we go. A sun reversed and the hangman. So let's kind of look at this, what Spirit has to say. Let me kind of tune in here and so forth. Okay, let me go ahead and focus. Now, really, the sun, and we've talked about it quite a bit if you've watched my videos, but there's so many meanings to it. But the soul's expression, the joy, the happiness and everything, being able to express oneself, their vibrancy and everything. There is challenges in there, that there are people that are trying to suppress so many things, okay, that is going on here. And we've even also got this hangman. Wow, this hangman is getting powerful. Remember that the hangman still, people can feel kind of trapped, suspended, powerless in that moment, but the hangman is not powerless. Okay, one of the things about him, he kind of takes this power stance. So this is kind of this meditative power stance that he does, and he frees his mind. Be prepared. There's going to be people awakening, especially with this portal. There's a major shift, and that's especially what these moments can do. People becoming awake and people becoming aware. And there's this struggle here as we've got this sun card, the vibrancy of the soul and everything really coming out. Those that are trying to, get people to suppress it, to not even know their own divine spark, spirit, all that. It's going to fight. These are going to come into conflict here, because the soul just has to be free to express itself, be aware, awaken. So a lot of heavy stuff is going down here and stuff. And the sun also represents the light. The light. We know that as well. And one of the things, as us spiritualists, we're always talking about the light. And there are those that are trying, they're fighting the light real hard. We see that in the energy. And so we see that, but that's okay. Even with the sun, no matter what, when there is a reversal, don't even worry about it, because the sun is never negative. That is okay. So we're going to go into a period, like I said, I'm just kind of warning you to help you deal with some of the energies, where it's going to feel like you're going to feel like the light's not strong enough. The light's not winning. Okay. That's what the sun reverse is saying. Don't worry about it. Don't fear. The light always wins no matter what. And a lot of it, the key here is more awakening. More awakening is happening. Okay. And it is going to happen, and it's going to get better. Okay. So just, when you're seeing it, you might feel that the bad guys are winning. You're gonna feel a little helpless, powerless, at first, that energy. But the power is within you. You, as long as you are awake, aware, and you can keep your mind, you're gonna be okay. Okay, so we got that energy there. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go ahead and see. Get you guys this portal energy. Oh, I know it's tough stuff, guys. And like I said, other spiritualists may give a totally light message, and stuff. But I'm going to be real with you. We got the tower energy popping up in here. But remember what I've been telling you guys for the last 2 years. There is a crumbling taking place. It's painful in the moment, but it's actually a positive. It has to happen. And the little people at the top of the tower that thought they were all safe, that thought they were all bigly, are being thrown out. This is spirit. Notice the lightning. This is spirit's doing. This exposure and this crumbling and stuff and everything. And I know what it is. They have deluded themselves that they're on the right side. There are those that really think, they're on the right side here. And then there are those who know they're not and stuff. But no matter what, spirit is crumbling it all down. Okay, rest assured, spirit is crumbling it all down and stuff. So all this stuff, and that's why I'm saying, like, it could feel like sometimes it feels like they're getting up ahead. It feels like they're getting up ahead. Okay, that side. Okay, but and it feels like the light's not that strong. The sun and the light. Okay, right, and stuff. And it feels like our soul is suppressed and all this stuff. But just it's coming. It's coming. Hang in there. Okay, I know the suspense. I know you wish everything would just change and get right now. Okay, I understand that. Except there is a process. There is a process we got to go through. And a lot of us did sign up to be here. Now, I know when I say that, there are sometimes people get frustrated with me when I say that. Bear with me. Let me talk about that. I know this is a hard time. And stuff, just being here. Like, for instance, let me just be real with you. Lately, just kind of, with the boyfriend. I mean, he's about 60 now. I think he's 60. Matter of fact, his birthday is in a few days. But just, the poor guy, he's so, you got to remember when we're kind of older and we came from a time where things were different, especially, when we kind of grew up in the 80s, and that was a good time. That was, there were some good times then. But, and of course being kids, born in, lived in the 70s as children and just all that stuff. It was a different age. It wasn't perfect, but, it was very different than now. Okay, that everything is just so crazy, the way people are and stuff. And even just, the way even the city that we live in, like when I first moved here, it was a pretty good place to live. It was very low crime, everything was really good. There was, I went through a major culture shock because I had come from Arizona where crime was a regular thing, and then I moved to a place where crime didn't really happen. Well, a lot of things have changed since I moved here. That was about 16 years ago. And so he's seen, a place he's lived, most of his life really fall apart in so many ways. A lot of crime is happening. There's been there was even a shooting in a grocery store, some months back. We did have a mass shooting situation. All kinds of different things going on. And he's just like, I'm not happy to be here. I don't like it, And I know he would never do anything himself, just saying. But he's just very unhappy about everything. The way people are, the way people treat each other, what's happening in the city, what's happening in this country. He's just overall unhappy, and stuff. And so I feel for him, and and I will talk to him and talk to him. And then, but I do understand that's the way a lot of people feel. There's a lot that are just like him, that are just really frustrated with the way things are going and stuff. And we've got young people that, of course, are very frustrated with everything. They can barely afford to live, trying to take a job and pay for an apartment, all this stuff. And the responsibilities are overwhelming. But even people, like me or others in my age group, whatever, who have been here for a while, and are aware of, the way things were and how things are now and everything, not, like I said, not that everything was great, but just, the way, how ugly, people can be, and the challenges that are coming about are very difficult to deal with. But a lot of this now, as a lot of things you're reaching, kind of the climax of the story and so forth, a lot of things are crumbling down and stuff. A lot of things are crumbling down. The way people thought things, maybe they felt safety in one way, and things were good or not. Certain things being exposed, and it can be very ungrounding. It can be very ungrounding, and people are looking for the spirit, looking for the light, and everything like that. And, and it's really, really hard, to deal with. But just remember, we'll get there. We'll get there. This is a painful process. But as I said, also, the other thing I was going in, I know sometimes when I say, we signed up here, we many of us did choose to be here, and I'm not saying all, but there are a lot of us spiritualists who chose to be here for this moment, to kind of do, our part, make an impact, whatever, because we're hoping, when we cross over after we've done our whole thing and put in our part, then maybe we could go on to something better. Definitely, but we also, for whatever freaking reason, I feel there are those of us who do care about humans, people, and the planet. There are those of us who do care. And that's another reason we're here. Okay, so just remember, some of that. But I understand the frustration. I definitely feel it all the time. Myself, even those very close to me, around me, people I'm reading for, it's a difficult time. I empathize with you, but this is the crumbling process. So a lot of this is some heavy energies. It's a tough portal. This is not an easy one. So we're going to shift into some stuff that's going to be tough. But just remember, a lot of it has to be shown, that negative and that muck and that lower astral stuff to be exposed. Because one thing is when people are aware and there's just no disputing, denying, okay, what is happening, then some real changes can take place. Okay. All right. So let me get you. Like I said, when I give messages, I don't, I give it to you straight and stuff. I give it to you straight. Okay, let's kind of go ahead and look at that. So we've got the Four of Pentacles popping up in here. Yeah, I know. And as you can see, he's kind of holding on to his pentacles. He's up in the city. He's pretty well to do. And one of the things about it, there are so many messages. There are, of course, people in power with the money, control. We know that's a big thing going on. The man and everything, trying, and he's got his foot on the pentacles and everything, trying to hold on to it, make money, this, that. And you, on the other hand, are trying to hold on to what you got and just trying to make it and everything. So yes, we definitely got that energy there. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. And stuff, yes, and a lot of it, yes, so much and stuff is the Ten of Cups here. a lot of people just want to have a good, happy family life. That's what, really at the core, our basic core values. But one of the things also even put to task here is, there are those that have their view of what a family should look like, right? We know we're dealing with that in society and all that stuff and everything. But, families are so, versatile and vast and different and everything, as they should be. But a lot of it, other families just being impacted, that people have the right, they should be able to raise their family, raise them with love, good lessons and everything. A lot of people are they're just very concerned about themselves and their family. Absolutely. And I completely understand that. But we also have to even extend our care even beyond our home and so forth, and make impact. I think of not just even our own family. We have to do this. We have to start doing this, not just even our own families, but others as well. And I do actually feel there are a lot. I know there's people who care about what's going on and want people to be able to live their lives, be happy, prosperous and all that. I know there's good people out there that want that for others. But yes, of course, we're mainly, we're concerned about our family, those we love, our children. And I know a lot of parents, you worry about your children in this world. Absolutely. I completely understand. So do I. I got kids, I got grandkids, I got the whole thing. Yep. And there we go. Like the King of Pentacles. In the reverse position. When I see the King of Pentacles energy and there's that, that kind of money, power and all that stuff, we look at that, a lot of times the King of Pentacles is kind of the taker, what can you do for me? That kind of energy when I see that. So a lot of people, really feel like, God, they're always taken from me and it's frustrating, and all that, my prosperity, I'm trying to live. And every time I turn around, absolutely. And this is one of the things Spirit, really wants that to change and stuff, because we know the Spirit, is really about giving to others, helping others. But a lot, as more of this gets exposed, is going to get challenged. Okay. And stuff. And let's kind of go ahead and look at that. In the energy, when I kind of tune into the collective, just regular old people and stuff, the Three of Wands is kind of like the ship comes in, the moment arrives. There's a few things here. So much I could say and stuff. I'm going to pull up for this one. This is a big one. Okay. Because we all kind of have, a view, of that ship coming in, the moment arriving and everything, what that can mean for you, me, and everything. The Christians, the rapture, right? That's their thing. Their moment where Jesus is going to get them out of the way before it all goes bad, right? And even, the spiritualists with the new earth, which I do talk about the new earth, but my view of new earth may be a little bit different than others. I try to be a little bit more realistic of what that can be and stuff. But there are spiritualists who are feeling that we're going to kind of do this shift and go into one, whole other earth, and another earth is left behind, and that's where everything goes to crap. Well, that almost sounds Christianized. That sounds kind of rapture-y, right? It's almost talking about the same thing, but a different little bit of a tale. Okay, and Spirit is, and that's what the reversal is here. Spirit saying there's a lot of people waiting for that moment, to get better, for that, that shift and everything. I feel this. I do feel, and it is accurate, that a shift like that, okay, is going to occur, but I'm not going to define it as we go to a whole other planet, okay? I'm not going to define it as a rapture, but I do feel definitely a major shift is going to occur, getting us on the right track and going in a positive direction. How that all transpires, I'm not gonna put a spin on it, because I'm honestly not exactly sure. I know it's gonna happen. I don't know exactly when. Any spiritualist should know they don't know exactly when. Okay, they should not be telling you they know, because no one's supposed to know. Okay. But certain things are definitely lining up more and more. But I would say a lot of that, that message there with the reversal, I feel like Spirit is kind of saying certain ideas about, a certain shift, people don't quite have it. I'm not going to show my hand on that. Okay. And that's what kind of the reversal is. But one of the things, Spirit can definitely say is you need to kind of be prepared. You need to kind of get your house in order. And that is definitely a message I've been getting from Spirit for a while. When it comes to certain things, kind of get your house in order, kind of look at certain things that you're doing and so forth. It's just kind of like if Spirit showed up to your door today, You know, and like I said, I'm not talking about no hell or anything. Okay, that's not my path. But if spirit showed up in your door today and you had to answer for certain things, you know, would you be able to answer, hey, you know, yeah, I've done some good things. I take care of my family, friends. I've been helping people. I've been doing, you know, what have you been doing? What have you been doing with your life? They kind of showed up. What you been doing with your life? What kind of positive things have you been putting in this world? You know, what has been your part? Do you feel like you've been fulfilling your purpose? You know, all that stuff. If you got kind of spirit showed up at your door, start asking you questions, you know, would you have some good answers, or would you be like, no, man, I mainly just thought of myself, you know, and stuff. So kind of think of that in kind of that moment. You know, is your house in order? Okay, so Spirit's kind of saying, and I'm just being straight with you because the Spirit don't want to show it to me, Spirit's not. But, you know, we definitely feel some kind of shift will take place as spiritualists. Most of us spiritualists are aware and stuff, you know, and hopefully people aren't saying they know exactly what's going to go down. But we all kind of feel something coming. Okay, we do feel kind of that. We're not sure exactly how it's all going to play out and stuff because it may be a little bigger and too over our head for us to comprehend. But I definitely do feel inevitably some kind of big thing is going to happen. Okay, let's put it that way. And that's what kind of my ship comes in, you know, and I want to get on that ship and I want to go in that positive direction, you know, when it comes. But some people are going to miss the boat. That's what Spirit's saying. Okay. Here we go. And the reason why I'm interpreting it like that, in the Rider-Waite, they're very small, faint. There is ships in the background. Okay, and that's why much of this is interpreted that way. Though other decks will show a much larger ship. That this person knows where they're going and stuff. Getting to the promised land. And he always has have that little bit of Moses look to him. This little character in the tarot. Okay, let's check it out. But there's definitely something coming. Okay, so let's go ahead and look. All right, let's see what else Spirit has to say. So much Spirit wants to talk about. This might be a long video and stuff, but I'm hoping I'll get you guys some information. But yeah, getting your house in order and so forth is such a big message. Let's kind of look at it. So in the environment, the Two of Swords, you know, that is about making a choice. And that's about choice between two different things. It's always two, okay? It's always two, making a choice. And really what I kind of feel, you know, Spirit is saying with the Two of Swords energy here, let me pull it up there to get that energy for you, you know, is really choosing, you know, a lot of people are very confused. Okay, you know, I hate to say it like this, but kind of what side to be on, you know, what choices to make, what to align with, and things like that. And so yes, you really want to focus it, and those that want to focus on the light, you know, and everything, really, this is a good time to tune in and really focus, still the waters of the emotion in the background, see all the water of the emotion and everything. She normally has, in this deck is different, yellow shoes to kind of represent being grounded, the intellect, and just really, really focus, take that power stance. And everything, you know, just what, you know, what you need to be in alignment with if you want to be in alignment with force, spirit, and all that good stuff. You know, with the sword of truth. Which one is the sword of truth here? Okay. Let's go ahead and look. There's some heavy messages coming in. But it's a heavy time. It's a heavy, heavy time, guys. You know, it's up. And there you go. And there you go. In the hopes and fears, we got the death card popping up. So a lot of that really is that heavy Pluto energy, you know, especially of closing chapters, transformation, and everything. And a lot of people are a little bit on edge here. And you know, what that transformative energy is going to kind of consist of here. You know, it's heavy duty stuff. And so, you know, just, you know, take a deep breath. You know, like I said, this crumbling has to take place. It's not easy. It is painful. This is kind of the birthing pains of the new earth. You know, it is occurring. And so there are a lot of people scrambling and struggling because they want to keep control. They want to keep control. That's what they want to do and stuff. And that's why they're getting more bold, more desperate, and getting more crazy. Okay, there are a lot of people losing their minds here if you see it. Okay, so just, you know, just breathe. Don't worry. Spirit has got this. Okay, the light's still here. Okay, the light's still here. Don't worry. The light's there. As long as it's there, that's the main thing. Outcome. I know you're all curious. I know I'm really curious. Okay, and let's kind of look, see what Spirit has to say. Okay, ooh, the Emperor reverse. Oh, wow, that's a heavy card. That's a heavy card. But this, let me talk about this, what we got going on here. and stuff. So we got the Emperor reverse. So this card can be about, obviously, the Emperor, you know, the man. I sometimes call him the man, okay? And stuff can be, that kind of power energy, definitely that Aries warlike energy and things like that. Okay, that kind of energy, heavy, intense, and stuff. And then when the Emperor is reversed, okay, leadership and things like that can be very, very, narcissistic, self-serving, and things like that. That certain things, so you're going to start seeing a lot of things exposed, with that. But also, it's still, even in the reversal, Spirit is saying also they're turning it all upside down, on that, like the man, inevitably they're going to lose their power. It's not going to be there. Okay, it's being challenged right now. They're struggling, they want it and stuff, the way they want to keep things going and stuff. And let me even pull a clarifier for that, because I know that can be a scary card for you guys. Ace of Wands, I'm going to leave it with that. This is still an opportunity, and so forth. This is still an opportunity that changes are going to take place for the better. It's going to happen. But a lot of it, that fire within, one of the things I've been saying, even just over the last week, is Spirit is lighting a fire in people, that divine spark, that fire within. Okay, that the people that they're raising up, I see it a lot in the young. I see it a lot in the young people, that what is coming is going to be amazing. Okay, and stuff, and it's going to topple the man. It's going to topple the man. Those that have tried to keep power and control over everything for so long and stuff, it's coming down. It's going to come down and stuff. So the light will win, but there's going to be moments, going through, as we're going through this kind of shift. Like I said, one of the things, the row is supposed to happen this month. That's a big thing. There's all kinds of things going on. This gun control issue is a big thing. There's so many things going on. And that's why, like I said, even the Johnny Depp, not a distraction, they're just giving the gist of it is also there's mainstream media, which is trying to control the narrative to get you to believe certain things, see things a certain way. But we're starting to have a shift where people are going to other sources, other more reliable sources, like, say, social media, people, honest people trying to get you the truth. There are people that really want to get the truth out there, and it's a big thing, and they feel very threatened. So they're, even right now, they're struggling and scrambling to still try to sell the narrative that Johnny Depp's the bad guy. It's happening. If you read articles, it's still happening. They're trying real hard, and stuff, because that's what they sold for many years. And they're trying to badmouth the social media and the people, and stuff. They're trying to put them down, that they're lying to us, because they don't want you listening to them. It's crazy. It's crazy what is happening. So be alert, be aware. This is the time, and that's what even, be awake, no matter what. Free your mind to all this that's going on. A Spirit's working on it. See, we got the fruition card. A lot of things are coming to fruition right now. Okay, so just rest assured, things are coming into the light and stuff. You're gonna get frustrated. Like I said, Justice Reverse is a very tough card. Okay, you're going to feel, certain things, certain rights, this, that, justice, everything going wrong. You're going to get frustrated. You may even feel a little hopeless in some moments. Just remember this reading even, and just keep in alignment with the Spirit. Do not break that faith. Okay, do not lose that hope. It's very important. And even the void, kind of dealing with, you may feel, just see that person kind of laying there at the bottom. You may feel a little empty, hopeless, and things like that. In those moments, just, the light is working on it, okay? And stuff, and do not lose sight of that and everything. It's okay. And stuff, keep your focus during this time. Keep very focused. So she got that beautiful butterfly on her third eye and so forth. That, a lot of that, just keep opening the third eye. Be aware, be awake, okay? We got to fight for it. We got to fight for it. The goal is peace. We'll get there. We'll get there, okay? Spirit wants us to have peace and stuff. Spirit is aiming for it. That is the goal. That is the aim and stuff. Absolutely. There's so much going on. Heavy stuff. I know. It's some heavy messages kind of coming in there. And I've been having, I'm going to sell that one. I know, I'm ready. And stuff. Clear that energy. I've been having to do this a lot. I've been having to do this a lot in my reads lately and stuff, because, people are dealing with some heavy stuff, that's going on. but just rest assured, you know, this crumbling has to take place and stuff. Spirit's working on it, but right now a lot of it really is exposure, you know, is exposure and putting things to the forefront, that those that are this of the spirit are going to see it, you know, and those that somehow want to be blind or something, you know, they're just going to refuse to see it, and so forth. And that's just the way it is. And so that's just the way it is, and everything. And it's unfortunate, you know. And so, you know, I would hope people really want the truth, but sometimes what people struggle with, and I understand it. There's also a lot of fear based things and so forth with that. But you know, a lot of times people don't like to admit they're wrong. People, you know, I'll tell you, it's one of the biggest things and one of the biggest problems. And so I was just one of even the themes talking to my boyfriend this weekend. Had an argument with his son because his son didn't want to admit they were wrong, but he also can have a hard time admitting he's wrong, you know, and stuff too. They both have that issue. Nobody likes to admit they had it wrong, you know, especially a big thing, you know, say like religion or even their politics or their views or of people that they trusted are not trustworthy, all of that stuff. It's real hard to admit we had it wrong, but we got to. If we see things for what they are, we got to own up to it and admit it, you know, that you know, we're not perfect people. We can be duped, this, that, all that stuff. You know, the main thing is to you know, get into the light and get into alignment and so forth. That's one of the most things. But yeah, I wanted to use my colorful deck. I know it's Pride Month and everything and stuff, you know, and just a lot of that. Just, you know, we all got to return to love. You know, we all got to do that. We all got to return to love. That's really what Spirit wants. You know, ultimately, all this drama and everything is all crazy. Spirit just wants us to return to love, you know, and stuff. And this is a time to get really with the heart center and so forth. So, but yeah, it's tough messages, but I want to, you know, keep it real with you guys. I do hope this helps.